Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to scrape websites and add details on Google Sheets automatically. So here in this video, basically I'm going to show you the concept and the module of web scraping. Web scraping is actually the process of extracting the details and the data from multiple websites for our business requirements. So here as a content creator, my objective is to create a record of content from various websites in my Google Sheets. So here I'm going to use a tool that is Firecrawl, that is a tool for web scraping in my business, which I want that with the help of this, as soon as I'm going to add a website URL in my spreadsheet, automatically the details from that same website should be fetched out with the help of Firecrawl and should be updated in systematic format in my Google Sheets for future reference. So how we are going to automate this entire process? For this, we will have to set up the connection between Google Sheets and Firecrawl, and that we are going to do without any coding and programming skills, simply with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. So in this video I am going to show you that how you can automatically scrape multiple websites and add details of those websites, the content links of the websites in your Google Sheets to create a systematic record of useful data in your Google Sheets. Okay, so now first of all you have to understand what is web scraping. Web scraping is actually the process of extracting data from various websites. It involves using softwares to automatically retrieve information from different kind of web pages and store it in a structured format such as in a database or spreadsheet. Okay, so here web scraping is like using a digital detective to gather information from various websites for your business. Imagine you're trying to find out the price of different kind of laptops on several online stores. Okay, so instead of manually visiting each website and copying the prices from there, you can simply use a web scraper to do it for you. The scraper would visit each website, identify the sections through the URL which you are going to give containing the laptop prices, and extract the information to store it in your spreadsheet or in your database for your business, for your future business requirements. Here, in order to scrape the websites, I am going to use Firecrawl. Firecrawl is a web scraping tool that allows users to extract data from various websites for their business requirements. It provides a user-friendly interface for creating and managing scraping projects. Now, let's suppose I am a content creator, alright? So, as a content creator and a content marketer, I was spending countless hours manually searching for relevant content links from various content marketing websites such as WordPress, Shopify, etc. So it is actually a time-consuming task and also inefficient. So to streamline this entire process, I decided to automate the task with the help of Pabbly Connect, where I'm managing the spreadsheet which contains the details of the content websites through which I want to gather the content links of various content creators. Okay, so here in this spreadsheet, basically I'm going to enter the website URLs from which I want to gather the information. As soon as I'm going to enter that URL over here, automatically with the help of web scraper, that is Firecrawl, the resources, the details, that is the content links from those websites will be captured and will be recorded and updated in the front of that URL in my spreadsheet. So basically here in this video, I'm going to show you that how you can use web scraper module to extract content links from various websites. This is just an example, but in the similar manner, you can fetch out any of the details, any of the data which you want for your business with the help of web scraper module. Let's get started. To automate this process, we have to set up the connection between our Google Sheets, web scraper, and once again, we have to update the Google Sheets over here along with the data which we have fetched out, okay, from the websites. So in order to build the connection between our applications, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. As I have told you, Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which helps us to automate all our repetitive tasks without the requirement of any coding and programming skills. So Pabbly Connect helps us to set up connections between our work applications, with the help of which we are going to set up the connection over here between Google Sheets, Firecrawl, that is the web scraper tool which we are going to use, and once again the Google Sheets. So here currently we are on the home page of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach by tapping the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. After coming over here, we'll find two options: sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, you can directly click on sign in to log into your account. But in case if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button. With the help of this, you will be able to create your free new account just in 2 minutes. And also when you will do that, you will be receiving 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. So currently, because I am already an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. This is all app section of Pabbly, where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So we'll click on access now. It has taken us towards a dashboard of our account. So on this dashboard, we will find all our workflows which we have created up till now. And to save the same workflows, we can also use different folders by creating them on the same dashboard. Okay. As you can see, I've created multiple folders to save different kind of workflows separately. Now, to create a new workflow, we have to click on this button given over here on top right corner, create workflow. Let's do that. Over here, our dialog boxes appear in front of us. So it is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. First of all, I'm going to give a name over here. Scrape websites and add details in Google Sheets automatically. After giving the name to my workflow, we have to select the folder in which we can save it. So you can see we have list of folders over here. Among these folders, because I've created a separate folders for all the automations which I'm going to create related to web scraping. So I'm going to select this same folder over here, automations for web scraping. Then I'm going to click on create. And now as we have done that, a new screen is open in front of us which contains two extremely important windows. First is the trigger over here and the other is action. So what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation runs. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Let's suppose here my objective is that whenever a new website link will be added in my Google Sheets, then the response should be immediately captured, and by using that website URL, the web scraping should be continued with the help of Firecrawl. So automatically with the help of Firecrawl, the details should be fetched out by using the website URL which we have received from Google Sheets. And further, the content links which we have received from different kind of websites should be updated in my spreadsheet. Okay, so here I'm going to take Google Sheets in trigger, Firecrawl, and once again Google Sheets in my actions. When we are going to set up the connection between these applications with the help of Pabbly Connect, we will clearly see that actions are going to follow that same command, because when the trigger happens, that means when a new row will be added in Google Sheets along with a new website URL, then only the content links of that particular website will be fetched out with the help of web scraping from Firecrawl, and the details will be then updated finally in Google Sheets. Otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger and action, let us quickly start creating our automation. To start with the workflow, first of all, we have to go towards our trigger step, and our trigger application over here will be Google Sheets. So let's select that. Now we have to select the trigger event. So trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to trigger or it is going to start. So over here we'll select our trigger event that will be new or updated spreadsheet row. This means that whenever a new row will be added in our Google Sheets, then the response of that new row will be captured inside Pabbly Connect instantly. To do that, first of all, we have to set up the connection between our Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. This is my spreadsheet, as you can see. Here we have two columns. Column A contains the website URL. Column B contains the content link. Let's say I'm going to add one more column over here, that is markdown text for reference. Let's suppose from different kind of websites for my content marketing. Along with the content links, I also want the markdown text for my reference, okay? Now, so we have to set up the connection between these Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect, and to build this connection, here we have received a webhook URL, and also we have received some instructions, as you can see. So what we have to do, we have to simply follow the given instructions carefully step by step, and by following these instructions, we have to insert the webhook URL inside our Google Sheets which we want to connect. This URL is going to act as a bridge for transferring the data of each and every new row from Google Sheets towards Pabbly Connect, and by using this, we are going to follow our workflow further. So let's copy this webhook URL, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what you are supposed to do. For this, I'm going to take you towards my Google Sheets, and to build this connection, here I'm going to take you towards the option that is extensions. Okay, here we have the option of add-ons. So we have to click on this get add-ons button. It is going to take us towards Google Workspace Marketplace, where we have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Basically, Pabbly Connect webhook is the add-on which we need to install in Google Sheets to set up the connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect successfully. As you can see, I have already installed this add-on, so I'm going to cross this. Once you will install the add-on for the very first time, you also have to refresh your spreadsheet, and as you will do that, you will find the option of Pabbly Connect webhooks under extensions. As I can find the option, so we'll go towards initial setup now. So we have to do an initial setup first of all to build this connection. And to do that, we have to enter the webhook URL as well as the trigger column. Now, first of all, let's enter the webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. As we have done that, now we have to move forward towards the trigger column. So the concept of trigger column says that whenever a new row will be added in your spreadsheet up till this particular column, the entire row will be sent towards Pabbly Connect. So in your spreadsheet, you can have multiple columns. So till a specific column when the data will be added, you want to capture the response. So you can give that particular column as your trigger column. As you can see in my spreadsheet, I have 3 columns, column A, column B and column C. So column A contains the website URL, column B contains the content link which will be received as web scraping, and over here we have at last the column C, that is markdown text which we will receive through web scraping from Firecrawl. Now here my objective is that as soon as I'm going to add a website URL in my column A, then immediately the row should be sent towards Pabbly Connect, and by using that response, the data should be fetched out from multiple websites. Okay, so here that's why my trigger column will be column A, but according to your choice, you have to select your trigger column in which if the data is added, you want to capture the response. As we have done that, we are going to click on send test. These 2 columns are not currently used because they will be updated later on when the data will be fetched out from different sites. Okay, as we have done that, we have sent a test response towards Pabbly Connect. The test response is sent of this particular data which we have in row number 2. So we'll submit the initial setup now. And the setup is configured successfully. So let's move back towards Pabbly Connect. Here we have already received the response, as you can see. So in this response here we have received all the details. We will study the details one by one. First of all, here we have the website URL. That means the data of column A. Okay, here we have the website URL. Then when we'll scroll down, here we have the trigger column. So this is the column which we have set as trigger column. Then over here we have the details. Then we have the spreadsheet name, the spreadsheet ID. Here we have the sheet name. This is the sheet number 1 that we have in our spreadsheet. Here we have the sheet ID. And over here we have the row index. That means the number of row in which the data is added, as I have told you. Okay. Now when we have received this response, our objective is to fetch out the details, the content links and the markdown text from the website which we have received. So by using this website URL, we are going to fetch out the data through web scraping, and to do the web scraping we are going to use Firecrawl over here. Okay, so we have to go towards our action step and we have to select our action application as Firecrawl. Let's select that. After this, we have to select the action event, that what you want to perform. Here we have multiple events, as you can see, add a crawl, add a scrape and etc. Because we want to get the data web scrape. So what we will do, we will simply select add a scrape over here. Then we will set up the connection between Firecrawl and Pabbly Connect. To do that, we are going to click on this button connect, and we have 2 options over here, add new connection and select existing connection. So to build this new connection, I'm going to go with add new connection section, and over here we have to provide the API key. So how we are going to get this API key? For getting this, we have some instructions given over here. You just have to go towards your Firecrawl account. First of all, you have to log in over there, and then you on the dashboard you will find the option of API keys. Under API key section, you will find your API key. Okay, so I'm going to take you towards my Firecrawl account. After coming over here, we have the API key section from the left side, and this is my key, as you can see. So I'm going to simply copy this key and I will go back and paste it over here. Okay, done. Then we'll click on save. As we have done that, the connection between Firecrawl and Pabbly Connect is absolutely successful. Now here we have to enter the details in these fields to scrape the data from the website. Okay, now here first of all we have to enter the URL of the website from which we want to get the content links and from which we want to get the content. Okay, so I have received the website URL from my Google Sheets response. What I will do, instead of entering it manually, we will simply map the data over here. This is my previous response and here we have all the details. I want to map the website URL over here which is given. So what I will do, I will simply select it and it is mapped over here. When we map a data like this from our previous step, it becomes dynamic, and with each and every new response, automatically it is going to replace. So this is the website of WordPress. As a content creator, I want to get the details, the content of various authors from WordPress. So here we have the WordPress site. I want all these articles, all these blogs as a content links as well as the markdown text inside my Google Sheets, so that further I can use all these details as reference. So here I have mapped this URL, and because I have mapped it, now automatically whenever a new row will be added in my Google Sheets, the details will be captured and the data will be replaced over here in this field. Then we'll move forward. Here it is asking us in which format you want the data. You have multiple details over here: markdown, HTML, raw HTML, link, screenshot. Whichever type of data you want, in whichever format you want to capture the response, you can select that. Let's suppose here I want links of all these articles, all these blogs. Along with it, I also want the markdown. So what I will do, I will simply select website markdown as well. Okay, apart from this, if you want the HTML format, raw HTML and screenshot, you can also select that as well. Then here we have include tags and remove tags. If you want to include any kind of tags in that content, you can enter it over here with the help of comma separated values. And if you want to remove certain tags from your content, you can also do that. Then here, if you want to enter the timeout in milliseconds, you can enter it over here. Okay, I am going to keep all these fields blank and I will simply click on save and send test request button. But before that, here, because we are going to receive multiple links and multiple markdown text, because we have entire website and each and every link which we have on the website are going to be captured. So in that case, we have to turn the simple response off and we have to capture the response in advanced format. So let's click on save and send test request button. Over here, we have received the details. In this response here, first of all, we have the markdown text. We have 17 results, as you can see. 17 blogs were posted on that website, of which we have entered the link. So we have received the markdown text for all of them. Then here we have the links of all these blogs as well, as you can see. Okay, apart from this, here we have the source URL through which website, through which source we have received this data. So when we have received all these details, our connection between Google Sheets and Firecrawl is absolutely successful. Now whenever a new row will be added along with a new website URL in our spreadsheet, automatically by using that website, the data will be scraped out with the help of Firecrawl from that website. I have just taken the markdown text and links over here, but you can get all the details, the data in HTML format, markdown text, images, screenshots and much more. Okay, and this way you will be able to use that same content for your future reference for your business. Okay, so now here we are going to move forwards, because my objective is to update the scraped data from Firecrawl towards this Google Sheets in front of the website URL. So for that, we have to update the row over here. Okay, so the content links will be added in the content link column and the markdown text will be in the markdown column, that is column number C. We'll click on this add action step button. And over here, we are going to once again select Google Sheets as our action application. Let's select that. We are going to build the connection. So here we have the action event. What you want to perform? I want to update the row. So here I'm going to select update row. Let's click on connect. We will go with the existing connection only, as we have already built the connection earlier as well. So over here you can see that the connection is built successfully. Now to update the details in our spreadsheet, we have to select the specific spreadsheet over here from the drop down. So the name of my spreadsheet is details of content websites. I'm going to select it over here. Then here we have the sheet name, which is already selected. Now we have to provide the row index, in which row you want to update the values. So currently I want to update row number 2, but because when we are going to automate the process, when we are going to add a new row in our spreadsheet, we want the same to be updated in different rows, row number 2, row number 3, etc. And we are not going to change the data manually once again. So what we will do, we will simply map the row index over here, which we have received in our earlier response. As I told you, mapping makes the data dynamic. So when we have mapped this row index, it has become dynamic, and with each and every new response, automatically it is going to replace now. Then we'll move forward. Here we have the website URL field. If you want to update this field, you can do it, but because we do not want to update this value, so we will ignore this field. Okay, then here we have the content link. So you have to enter the content link which you have received from Firecrawl in order to update this column content links. Okay, but I do not want to enter it directly because the response which we have received is not in the correct format. So in the response, as you can see, we have received the links along with 2 square brackets, and Google Sheets is not going to accept the same. So what we have to do, we have to remove this 2 square brackets from the given data. What we will do, how we are going to remove this, with the help of text formatter. So let's click on this add action step button, and we are going to use text formatter to format the text according to our choice and our workflow. So we have selected the application as text formatter. Then we have to select the action event. What you want to perform? I want to fetch out the details between 2 square brackets, and that we can do with the help of text parser. So with the help of text parser, we are going to fetch out the data which we require. So here we have selected that. We'll click on connect to build the connection. It is asking us the text which we want to format. So here this is the text which we have received from Firecrawl, that is the web scrape data. In this response, we want the data links to be formatted. So we'll select that. What I want that the text which is given after this square bracket and before the square bracket, that is close bracket, should be received. So here we have selected that. Let's click on save and send test request button, and we have received the exact format. Now along with these links, as you can see when I'm going to open it, the response, you can see we have received the entire data, the entire links which is fetched out from the WordPress site in single line format. But I want to store them in my Google Sheets for future reference, and I want to organize the data systematically. Therefore, here I'm going to replace the inverted commas and comma with next line so that we can add each and every link which we have received from WordPress in our Google Sheet systematically in different lines in the single row. Okay, so now what we are going to do, before mapping this data, we are going to click on this add action step button. Once again, we will use text formatter as our action application, and now this time I'm going to replace the text. So we will select replace text as our action application. Then here it is asking us which text you want to format. So I want to format this particular data which I have received from earlier response, that is from text parser. Okay, then it is asking us which data you find in this particular response. I want to find inverted comma, single comma and inverted commas. Okay, and I want to replace this value with next line. So I'm going to select n/n. Okay, that is the next line tag. So I'm going to click on save and send test request button. Here we have received the response in the exact format, and now I'm going to systematically update it. So here we'll simply map the content link field. Okay, then it is asking us markdown text for reference. So we'll map the markdown text as well which we have received, and done. When we are going to click on save and send test request button, you can see the response is received. So I'm going to take you towards Google Sheets now. And over here you can see that the data is systematically updated in front of the URL of WordPress website. The details, all the links of the content as well as the markdown text for each of the content link is added systematically. In this way, whenever we are going to add a new row over here, automatically the details will be updated. So in the similar manner, you can also create this amazing automation to scrape the data from different kind of website for your reference. This was just the concept how you have to use web scraping module inside your automation to collect the data from various websites. I have just taken the example of content creating websites, but you can definitely use different kind of retail stores, online e-commerce store, etc. to fetch out the details from their websites, to capture the response and to store the details such as the price of different kind of commodities, the sale price, regular price, the description and much more. I hope this automation is helpful for you and it is clear to you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such applications without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also please like our video and subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.